Alright, I believe we are recording. I am re-recording this video for Pacific Martial Arts online videos. So this video will be going over what we were going over last Tuesday on a technique about how to escape the back. And we're going to watch some live footage and see how it's actually applied live. So I feel like just a quick thing to remember: when someone has their back, they have the seatbelt grip, like one arm over the shoulder, one arm under the armpit. Then they'll have both hooks in. So for this escape, we want to bring our head to the side where the arm is under the armpit, and we'll put our head on the back, right on the floor of the mat, so that our opponent can't slide their head right next to ours to stop us from putting our back flat. Then we're going to use that leverage to put our back flat on the mat, and then slide our hips out and move our legs out. So when you watch these live matches, the key thing to remember when you're doing this move is to be once your opponent's trying to get your back, you're immediately doing this escape. You're not waiting for him to lock up get both hooks in and get his seatbelt grip. You're either right away trying to put your head flat on the mat or trying to clear the legs off the hooks. I always prefer to bring my head to the mat just to protect my neck. I feel like that's just a safe option. So we'll see in all these matches, everyone kind of has different variations, but most of the time it's escaping before your opponent can actually lock up their position. So we'll be watching a match with Kron Gracie versus Leandro Lo. Kron does a perfect escape with Leandro Lo and is able to get back to his guard, which is able to use to get actually onto Lo's back, where Lo does the improper escape. And we'll see what happens. So, playing, Lo passes Kron's guard. Kron tries to go for a loop choke. Lo pulls his head out and he goes to his knees. Pause it. So Lo got to his back and is getting stuck. Kron is trying to get his head on the far side because Lo's all the way on the other side. But Lo is going to swoop under and get to the far side. See, now he's switched over. Now Kron's not going to be able to put his back flat on the mat. So now he's going to try to put his back flat on the mat on that side. So he's there. He's going to start trying to put his head on the mat on the other side. Already there, and now all of his weight's there. So now once his head's on the mat, he's going to be focusing on opening the legs and trying to get his legs out. Lo here is going to lock his legs and come up to mount, which I believe is a better option than having someone on your back. I'd rather have someone mount me because I can defend when someone's in front of me, but when someone's on my back, it's going to be a harder time for me to defend. And this will also help me at least be able to recover back to guard, which is what's going to happen here. He lets him come to mount to get back to guard. Then we are, around this point, they just play guard for a while, and Kron's able to get to the back, he shoots the omoplata, and then Lo basically gets kind of lazy and then gets arm dragged and then almost gets his back taken, and then he rolls all the way to mount. Steps to the leg and mounts him. So here Lo does the opposite. Lo gets mounted, and rather than work to get it out of it mounted, he tries to roll to his knees and then ends up getting finished, which is not what you want to do. You rather be in mount and then try to, because he already lost the point, so there's no point of trying to go to his knees and trying to get out. He should be playing it smart and trying to escape and then sweep him, especially because I think he's even winning right now and he could still win from here, but he just tries to muscle his way out. So here, yep, bucks, tries to do the bump escape, but he gives up his back. And then Kron eventually gets the choke and finishes him. this is a good example of just the opposite effect. So one is like someone's on your back, it's better to go to like having someone on your back than letting them mount you rather than going to mount to back, because then that's a harder place to escape. When they're trying to escape, we're trying to escape right away. We're not waiting for our opponent to like set up their grips. Alright, so now we're going to watch another match. This is two purple belts from 2018's Worlds, Samuel Nagai and Jonathan Alves. Jonathan Alves is like setting up a Berimbolo, but I think it's a kind of a waiter sweep. He's going out to the back, and this is like a different way of getting your back taken, and Samuel Nagai actually uses it to pass Jonathan Alves' guard. So Jonathan Alves is on top and like ends up actually passing Jonathan Alves' guard by using this back escape technique. So he's here. Jonathan Alves starts to go under, inverts, and is looking to set up the bolo and get up to the back. Samuel Nagai is keeping his back flat on the mat. And then they get stuck into this position again, but what's his name's inverting again, getting underneath, getting the legs entangled. Jonathan Alves is going to try to pull the leg across. And then I believe he's going to start to try to go to a crab ride from here. Yeah. Once he gets to the crab ride, he's going to be able to try to get close to the back. Then that's when Samuel Nagai will use the back escape. So here we go. Oh, back to waiter. So he goes back to waiter, starts to swim under, goes to crab ride from here, gets under, and he's pulling to the back. Let's stop right here. So now he's in the back position. Samuel Nagai is not letting him get that bottom hook and is about to move his head flat into the ground here. So now he's making sure Jonathan Alves doesn't get his hooks in, and he's going to be moving his hips out. So once again, we're not letting our opponent immediately get their hooks in. We're already doing our escape before they can actually get their dominant position. So he's here. And you see, I already moved his hips out, and he's walking out to the side. And now he has the control of the leg right here. And then watch, now he's going to drive the weight back into him and then turn right into him. See, now Jonathan Alves should be letting go and trying to escape. But right now, he's trying to hold on because he believes he has a good position, but it actually ends up backfiring on him and ends up getting passed here. Yep, that's 3 points. So let's watch it one more time. So this is called a waiter sweep, where he's like hooking the leg and swooping under, which usually ends up to, it could go to a Berimbolo, it can go to a crab ride, or you could use the waiter sweep to knock someone forward and come up on top. So here, Nagai is putting his weight forward, which is giving space underneath his legs to get out to his back. So when Jonathan Alves, he goes forward, Jonathan Alves is starting to come out. Then the guy's like kind of giving up the top position, so Jonathan Alves can't get around to the back, but Jonathan Alves is going to tuck his head underneath the leg and start going to the back from crab ride. Here, tucks his head back under, starts to scoot under, and starts to get towards the back. Samuel Nagai understands he's about to get his back taken, so he's moving his hips out and walking around. See, already clearing that leg, and he's going to step over and start to clear it and keeping his head onto that side. If he was on the opposite side, he would start to get choked. There you go. So now he's already cleared, and now Jonathan Alves is trying to get across to the other side, but it's too late now that Samuel Nagai's hip's already out, and he has control of the leg. So now he's going to keep moving out, keeping like eventually moving far enough away where he's going to be able to bring his weight back into him. There you go. Move, 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 and then brings the weight on top, and then finishes the pass. Nice. So this is like a way where you could use this move defensively, but actually end up being offensively. Alright, and then the last video is one of my matches from like a long time ago when I was a brown belt. This is the finals of the Chicago Open. I was losing like 9-0. I got passed a bunch of times. And this guy kept taking my back, but every time, like, he actually never could take my back, but he kept passing me. But every time he tried to get my back, I just made sure he could never get his hooks in. Because if he can get his hooks in, he's gonna have an easier time to finish me. So, I'm already kind of like starting this video. I'm trapping that arm right here. I'm rolling over. I'm going to make sure to clear, not let him get this hook into my legs. So here, we roll and stop. Right now, I've already cleared the leg and I'm on the far side. And now I'm trying to get my hand onto the outside. Right now it's in the middle, which is not a good spot, but right now I'm just dealing with what I can. See right here, I'm already past the hips, and I'm going to be able to beat it. So now I just got to get my hand on the opposite side. And then right there, now my hand's on the opposite side. Now I can bring my weight into him. So I'm here, I bring my weight back up. Now I'm getting on top. Then he tries to turn into me. I'm going to step over his legs and mount him. Then, once again, this is like a kind of like, you never go mount to back. I will say this a million times. Never turn your back. If you get mounted, don't turn your back. You're going to get choked. That's just for sure. So when he gets mounted, he tries to turn his back to not let me get the points. But now he's exposing himself to get choked, which is easier. It would have been a lot harder for me to tap him out for mount. He could have just sat there. This is easier to choke anyone. So all I have to do is just get the lapel across the neck and just let my weight finish him. So we'll see it again when it goes back over. But the key is just not letting them like set it up. So he's going to be trying to get his hooks in. I'm immediately going for my escape. I'm not letting him get his hooks in, and I'm moving my body out. Not letting myself get crucifix and coming into the weight. See, now it looks like a bad position here, but I'm outside the legs. I have control of his legs here. I can bring my weight on top of him. And then I'm turning into him, and then now I have control. So once again, if you get mounted, don't turn to your back, no matter what. If it's to win, it's like, no. Like, try to get your guard back. This is the time to get your guard back. There's never a time from mount where you turn to your knees, because then you're going to get choked. Alright, so that's the video for today. I hope you guys can see how like this move is applied now. Like, the main thing is just never let anyone set their position. Fight as hard as you can until you can get out, but make sure you're doing like the technical right things. So if I do get my guard passed or or if I get mounted, I'm not going to go to the worst position and turn to my back. That's what those two guys did. And like this guy here, he turned to his back, ended up getting choked, and Langelo turned to his back, gave up his back for mount, and ended up getting choked. It's kind of like the hierarchy of dangerous position, which is back, then mount, and then side control. So you never want to you never really want to get to back. Back is the most dangerous, mount's the second most dangerous, and then side control is the least dangerous dominant position. So when we get here, think about that. So if you're in the back position, you basically go anywhere else other than having someone on your back. If you're in mount, try to get back to, if you can get back to side control or you can get back to guard, those are great. If you're in side control, don't try to get to mount and then try to go to get your back taken. Those are not good positions. So it's like kind of like work on like those, and then if you are in those positions, make sure they don't settle. Like if they're starting to set up, like if someone's trying to get both hooks in and you're just sitting there letting them get both hooks in, you're gonna eventually get tapped. So we're defending that and we're moving to get out. So anytime someone starts attacking me, I'm already not letting them set stuff up. I'm just doing my move as quick as I can. I'm not going to wait for them. Alright, so I'll see you guys next week.